For our next topic, we're going to get into more specifics about how the immune system functions. So you know how viruses get in, you know how they replicate, you know how we become contagious and give it to each other. Now, let's say we get infected with the COVID virus. You have two broad categories or two systems in your immune system. One is called your innate immune system, and the other one is called the adaptive immune system. Think about the innate immune system as sort of frontline soldiers that go out there and kill bacteria and kill viruses as soon as they come in your body. And they do this by a process called phagocytosis, which is a fancy word for eating things. So if you get a small exposure, your innate system steps in, kills the virus, kills the bacteria. It doesn't use any more resources. But let's say you keep getting infected, or let's say that infection is allowed to propagate over and over and you start getting really sick. Your adaptive system will then be called upon. And what that does is it comes in and it starts to make memory cells and antibodies that will now tag the virus and the infected cells with antibodies, which dramatically speeds the rate at which your immune system is able to clear the infection. And that's essentially what a vaccine does, is we inject you with some sort of protein that resembles the surface proteins of the COVID virus to induce an antibody response so that if you get exposed, your body quickly pounces on that virus, tags it, and gets rid of it. So it either envelops the virus and keeps it from injecting itself, or it tags the infected cells and get rid of them. But either way, that is how your immune system on a broad level functions. And then there's cellular signaling molecules between all those members that allows for communication, but that's where the inflammatory mediators come in. If you're going to kill a cell that's infected, it's a very inflammatory response. So you can imagine that if you allow the virus to propagate throughout your body, and these inflammatory mediators start getting released all over the place, that there's a ton of collateral damage that starts to happen. You start to nuke the lining of your vascular walls, you get a vasculitis, you start getting clotting, you can't exchange oxygen efficiently. So anything we can do to decrease inflammation, decrease that cytokine storm is important. Anything we can do to modulate our immune system to make it function at its best is important. We want it to jump on the virus as soon as possible, and we don't want it to go haywire. So key concepts I want you to take away from today. There is an adaptive and an innate immune response. There are things we can do to upregulate it. We want to make sure that it's not functioning in an abnormal manner. And all these things are key to beating a virus or any kind of infection. In our next video, I'm going to go over specific ways that you can upregulate your immune system.